The notification chime on my phone is usually the bane of my existence. Motion detected at front door. It's usually a stray cat, a delivery driver, or a plastic bag caught in the wind. But on December 24th, at 3:14 a.m., the chimes sounded different. It felt heavier. I was lying in bed, the blue light of my phone illuminating the frost on my bedroom window. I swiped the notification. The feed was grainy, the night vision turning my front porch into a graveyard of shades of gray. At first, there was nothing, just a rhythmic swaying of the Merry Christmas wreath on my door. Then, a figure stepped into frame. He was wearing a suit, the heavy fur-lined coat, the wide belt, the boots. But there was no jolly belly, no rosy cheeks. This man was gaunt. The suit hung off his skeletal frame like a shroud. He stood perfectly still, staring directly into the camera lens. His eyes weren't eyes. They were two hollow pits that seemed to absorb the infrared light of the Ring camera. I felt a cold sweat prickle my neck. My house is in a gated community. I have a 6-foot fence. How did he get in? I watched him reach into a burlap sack. He didn't pull out a toy. He pulled out a small, jagged piece of charcoal and began writing on my door. He wrote one word, invited. Then he vanished, not ran away or stepped out of frame. The feed flickered for a millisecond, and he was gone. I didn't sleep. I sat in my living room, clutching a kitchen knife, watching the Christmas tree lights flicker. The colorful glow felt mocking. At 4 a.m., my phone buzzed again. Motion detected at back deck. I opened the app. The Santa was there, standing on my patio. But this time, something was wrong. He was standing in the exact same pose as the first video, stiff, head tilted, but he was holding something up to the camera. It was a Polaroid photo. I pinched the screen to zoom in. The photo was of me, sleeping, in my bed, taken from the perspective of my ceiling fan. My heart didn't just race. It hammered against my ribs like a trapped bird. I looked up at the ceiling fan in my living room. Nothing. I sprinted to my bedroom. Nothing. But then I looked at the Ring app again. A new clip had been saved. Title: Interior Hallway, 4:05 a.m. I don't have a Ring camera in my hallway. I opened the clip with trembling fingers. The footage was high definition, better than any consumer camera I bought. It showed the hallway right outside my bedroom door. The gaunt Santa was standing there. He wasn't moving. He was mimicking my breathing. Every time I took a shaky breath in the real world, the figure in the video expanded his chest in perfect synchronization. I looked at the door. It was closed. I was alone in the room. But the video showed him standing right there, his hand on the handle. I tried to call 911. No service. I tried to trigger the Ring siren. Device offline. I realized then that this wasn't a man in a suit. This was a fix event. The Santa wasn't using the door because he didn't need to. He wasn't a physical intruder. He was a glitch in the house itself. I looked back at the live feed of the back deck. He was gone from the deck. I checked the front door feed. Gone. I checked the interior hallway feed. He was gone from the hallway. 2. Relief washed over me for a split second, until I noticed a new notification. This one didn't come from the Ring app. It was a text message from an unknown number. It contained a video file. I clicked it. The video was a live stream. The perspective was from inside my own eyes. I could see my own hands holding the phone. I could see the knife on the nightstand. And then, in the reflection of my phone screen, I saw him. He wasn't standing behind me. He was attached to me. His spindly, fur-covered arms were wrapped around my waist, his bearded chin resting on my shoulder. He had been there the whole night. He was a weight I felt in my chest. He was the reason the room felt cold. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. My muscles were locked. I watched the screen as the gaunt Santa reached out a gray, withered hand and touched my face. Through the phone screen, I saw him lean in and whisper into my ear. But I didn't hear it through phone. I heard it in the room. You forgot to leave the milk. The lights of the Christmas tree went out. In the darkness, the only thing I could see was a glowing red, recording light of a camera that shouldn't exist, floating in the corner of my ceiling. I realized why the title of the video said he wasn't using the door. He wasn't trying to get in. He was waiting for me to realize he had never left. The sun is coming up now, but the shadows in the corner of the room aren't retreating. They're shaping themselves into a sleigh, and I can hear the bells. They don't jingle. They chime just like the Ring notification. Motion detected. Motion detected. Motion detected. He's not in the house anymore. He is the house. And I am the gift he's finally decided to unwrap. If you love horror like this or romance, thriller, and revenge stories, you can please check my channel too.